Welcome back to Combo Tips, everybody. Today we're taking a look at Anhur, the slayer of enemies. Imagine the amount of enemies you actually have if you have a god dedicated to slaying them. I mean, I wasn't popular in middle school, but come on, that's another level. Anhur is basically what would take place if an Olympic javelin thrower who was also an Olympic high jumper turned into a golden lion and started killing everyone. I'm not saying we wouldn't figure out how to handle him eventually, but it would be extremely shocking for most policemen. What I'm really trying to say here, guys, is that Anhur can be a very shocking god at first, and can pull off some tricks that can literally immobilize his opponents. As you've been watching, Anhur's number 1 is essentially an obelisk that comes out of the ground. It's very good for spacing opponents and also disrupting people trying to go back to the base. I find that funny. It also applies a slow within the sand around it, so don't forget that. I like to level my number 1 second, but my first and go-to ability that you should know about in Anhur's kit is his number 2. It can be a fantastic finisher, but it's also a deadly CC. Anhur's number 2 can also pin opponents against walls. He's throwing a golden spear so hard that it will pin an opponent against a stone wall. I mean, do you know how hard you actually have to throw a golden spear against a wall to pin someone there? God, Anhur is a beast. I mean, yes, he's literally a lion, I know that, but I mean, he's awesome, he's strong. There's no better way to end an argument than to spear the other person into a wall. Unless it's a wall made of your own obelisk. No walls, no problem. I can build an obelisk immediately and spear you into that, says Anhur in some book that has never been written about Anhur. So forget Anhur literature. What I'm trying to say is this combo right here is what makes Anhur so fun to play and my favorite god in the game. This combo, in my opinion, is the highest degree of difficulty combo to pull off in the game because of the level of timing and patience that it takes, as well as forethought and recognition of where your opponent is going to move. Notice how Anhur shifts his body to the right slightly after placing the obelisk in anticipation of where Poseidon will land, then throwing his spear. Notice he uses one basic attack to reduce Poseidon's health by about 300 damage, and then using Desert Fury up close and personal to guarantee full damage from his ultimate. This one's pretty hilarious. Watch as this Kraken, who thinks he's having dragon meat for lunch, gets pinned by Anhur against his own freaking wall. Then Golko Khan splashes his ultimate down, reducing him so low that Anhur can finish him off without him killing anyone. Oh, sad, sad, sad. This one's pretty hilarious as well. There happened to be a game where Hun bots just kept trying to attack me, so I just kept pinning him against walls. Stop trying to steal my buffs. Anhur is amazing in this scenario, as most people are just not thinking about getting pinned against a wall when they're thinking about stealing a buff. It's amazing. So just sit back and laugh as this happens 3 times in a row. It just never gets old. I'm seriously still laughing. You can't hear me, but I'm laughing a lot. Okay, that's enough. You're going to need to learn this timing without moving targets, so a great god to group up with is Ares. Wait till he pulls them with his ultimate, then throw your obelisk up and your number 2 immediately afterwards. This is a great way to practice your timing, and once you've practiced your timing, you can then focus on your movement and positioning in order to land this more effectively in-game. And I know this seems obvious, but if you don't have to use your obelisk, don't. The degree of difficulty is much higher, and if you can use it to stop someone from escaping by blocking their path or slowing them, it's that much better for you. And just a quick tip before I forget, make sure your abilities are on quick cast and not normal cast. That will make everything easier in this situation, except for the people you're pinning against an obelisk, of course. Or pinning someone against a wall. I guess when you're pinning so many people to so many different solid objects, they all start to blend together. And as if that wasn't enough, in Anhur's ultimate, he throws like 1,000 spears in a row and they all pass through solid objects. This just isn't making any sense. What are these ghost spears that suddenly don't have to obey the laws of physics? In case you haven't realized, Anhur's ultimate is a great finisher, so use it as one to claim victory for your pride. Of lions, that is. Thanks a lot for watching Anhur Combo Tips Guide. If you liked it, give it a like and a share, and comment down below who you want to see next. And hopefully now you don't suck with Anhur. I'm just kidding. You'll always suck with Anhur. Bye!